The world of Hollywood is filled with stories of fame, fortune, and glamour. But behind the dazzling lights and red carpets, there are stories of pain, struggle, and unimaginable battles. Some stars shine so brightly that even when they fade away, their light never truly disappears. Val Kilmer was one of those stars. He wasn't just an actor, he was a force of nature. Whether it was his unforgettable performance as Iceman in Top Gun, his haunting portrayal of Jim Morrison in The Doors, or his legendary role as Doc Holliday in Tombstone, Kilmer had an intensity that few could match. But fate had other plans. In 2015, a diagnosis changed everything. The man known for his deep, commanding voice, the voice that made him a Hollywood legend, was about to lose it forever. This is the heartbreaking story of Val Kilmer's final days, a story of faith, survival, and an ending that left millions in tears. At the height of his career, Val Kilmer was untouchable. Directors admired him, fans adored him, and critics respected his dedication to his craft. But in 2015, he received devastating news: throat cancer. It wasn't just another health scare. This was a brutal, life-altering diagnosis that would strip him of the very thing that defined him: his voice. He kept his illness private for as long as he could, refusing to let the world see his suffering. He hoped, perhaps, that he could fight it quietly and come out the other side unscathed. But the reality was far harsher than he had imagined. Treatments were aggressive, surgeries were painful, and when doctors told him that he needed a tracheostomy to survive, it meant losing his ability to speak. The man whose voice had once filled theaters across the world was now forced into silence. But Kilmer was never one to surrender. He found other ways to communicate, writing on notepads, using gestures, and later through technology that helped recreate his voice. His body was weak, but his spirit was unbreakable. Years passed, and despite the odds, Kilmer survived. But the battle was far from over. His body had been through immense trauma, and the complications from his treatments left him vulnerable. Then, in a cruel twist of fate, pneumonia struck. It was severe, and his already weakened immune system was no match for it. He was rushed to the hospital, struggling to breathe, his body fighting against itself. For days, doctors worked tirelessly to stabilize him. His loved ones stood by his bedside, praying for a miracle. And in those moments, Kilmer himself admitted that he felt ready to die. He had fought for so long, endured so much pain, and now it seemed like the end was near. Yet somehow, against all odds, he survived once again. The world watched in awe as Val Kilmer defied death yet again. He had lost so much: his strength, his voice, even parts of his career, but he refused to let his story end in tragedy. With the help of AI technology, he was able to regain his voice, a moment that brought millions of fans to tears. His documentary, Val, released in 2021, gave the world a rare glimpse into his struggles, his resilience, and his unbreakable spirit. Through painting, writing, and the love of his children, he found a new way to express himself. His son Jack became his rock, standing by his side through every challenge. Kilmer knew his time was limited, but he was determined to make the most of it. Despite his struggles, Val Kilmer remained a beloved figure in Hollywood. His co-stars never forgot him. When Top Gun Maverick was announced, fans hoped, prayed, that Iceman would return. And he did. His brief but powerful role in the film was an emotional moment, not just for fans, but for Tom Cruise himself. The two had once been rivals, but over the years, their bond had grown stronger. As Kilmer's health declined, Cruise made it a point to visit him personally. They shared memories, laughter, and perhaps even a silent understanding that this might be their final goodbye. But even the strongest warriors have limits. Kilmer's body was tired. His battle had been long, and though his spirit remained unbroken, his body could no longer keep up. In his final days, he was surrounded by love. His children, his closest friends, and those who had stood by him through it all were there, ensuring he was never alone. On April 2nd, 2025, Val Kilmer took his last breath. The world lost a legend. Hollywood mourned. Tom Cruise shared an emotional tribute, calling Kilmer a brilliant artist and a loyal friend. Michelle Pfeiffer, Robert Downey Jr., and countless others shared their memories, each one a reminder of the impact Kilmer had on those around him. Fans flooded social media with tributes, thanking him for the unforgettable performances, for the inspiration, for the strength he had shown in the face of adversity. But the most touching tribute of all came from his son, Jack. In a heartfelt post, he wrote, "My father was the bravest man I've ever known. He taught me that strength isn't about how loud you are, it's about how much love you give to the world." Val Kilmer was more than just an actor. He was a warrior, a survivor, a man who faced the worst that life had to offer and never backed down. He may have lost his voice, but he never lost his will to fight. He may have faced death, but he never lost his love for life. And though he may be gone, his legacy will never fade. His films, his art, his words, they will live on forever, inspiring generations to come. As the sun sets over his New Mexico ranch, one thing remains certain. Val Kilmer may have left this world, but his spirit, his story, will never die. Rest in peace, Val. You will always be our Iceman, our Doc Holliday, our legend. If Val Kilmer ever inspired you, leave a comment below with your favorite movie of his. Let's honor his memory together. Make sure to like and subscribe to Celeb Friday for more Hollywood stories that go beyond the headlines. Turn on notifications because some stories deserve to be told, and we're here to tell them.